Man, what advice would you give someone coming up in the industry?
Um, Use tact in your approach when you approach people. Be honest with yourself about where you are with your talent, and go hard. Go hard, and understand that it's the record business, not the talent business. I don't care about how good you can rap. I don't care about how good you can sing. I care about how good you make records.
What's happening, babe?
Right now, you listening to
Innovative Black Station.
Innovative Black Station. Innovative Black Station. The place where you can speak your
Mind.
Your mind. Your mind.
Welcome to the Innovative Black Station. It's your host, J.Black. It's another edition of Inside the Industry. Today, man, we got a very special guest, man. You know, he walking in some legendary footsteps. Antonio Reid, what's going on?
What's happening, boss?
Chilling, man. How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, man. We here to talk about, a lot of things. First off, let us know, how did you get started? We know you came in your father's footsteps, but
Right.
what made you want to get into the business side? Were you a creator first and then got into business, or what?
That's exactly what happened. I started out as a singer and a songwriter. I used to sing in groups in high school and the whole nine. So I thought I was gonna be an artist. I thought I was gonna be we sang all Boys to Men songs.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I was Wanye. I made sure I deboed the Wanye part.
Yeah.
Even though I probably wasn't the best singer in the group, but you couldn't tell me that then. But
Okay.
but yeah, I started out singing, and then I moved to Atlanta, and then I was around the studio a lot. I just started writing some stuff. I started writing the instrumentals, the people that people had out. But yeah, I started singing, songwriting, rapping. I did all of that, and then one day I realized I'm just okay at that. I'm better at using my ears than using my pen. So my pops hired me to come in and work at his publishing company. Basically, I was just really a paid intern more than anything.
Okay.
And I just worked my way up to being the creative director.
Right.
And we just started placing records left and right, and that was just kind of how it happened.
Okay.
I had that epiphany pretty much once I got there, actually, and I got to be around some other songwriters and producers that were light years ahead of where I was. And I had to be honest with myself about what I really was versus what the comp was. And I was just like, you know what? My ears are better than my pen.
Yeah. You think that's a big thing? A lot of, artists, they're not honest with themselves?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I feel like I was given the gift of creativity so that I could understand creatives, not so that I could really be one in that way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was supposed to work with creatives in a business capacity. Okay. You know what I mean? But not from a way that I couldn't relate to them. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be the suit that doesn't get it. You know what I mean? So I think that my creative gifts were for that reason.
Right. And you're gonna excel at it because for the simple fact that you know both sides. Like
Right.
kind of like your pops, he knows both sides. So
Right.
you understand the artist. You understand when he don't want to make music. Like, okay, I understand what you're going through. So
Right.
I definitely think that's dope. Now you say you what age did you move down to Atlanta?
Oh, let's see. I went to Purcell Marion High School in Cincinnati for 1 year. Then I moved here that next year. So I was about 15 maybe.
Okay, I seen
something like that.
I read somewhere that you were saying that you really didn't want to leave Cincinnati. You wanted to stay in Cincinnati.
I didn't want to leave.
Why was that?
I mean, I was from Cincinnati. I grew up. I grew up in Bond Hill, and I grew up in Fairmount.
Okay.
That was where I spent most of my time. We had an apartment in the Fay Apartments. We had an apartment in Langdon, in Hillcrest, in Bond Hill, and my grandma lived on Baltimore, in Fairmount. So that was kind of what my stomping grounds were. So the people that I wanted to go to school with, the people I was in the neighborhoods with.
Right.
I didn't want to go to high school somewhere else.
Right.
So my parents they actually kind of had their heads on straight, so they was trying to keep me away from some of the riffraff. So I didn't go to the neighborhood middle school. I ended up going to CBA.
Okay.
So, which was the bilingual academy. You had to take a language to go there and all of that. It was still public school, but it wasn't like I didn't go to Bond Hill. I didn't go to, you know what I'm saying? I went to CBA, and then I ended up I came down to Atlanta. and to visit one year. My dad was just kind of starting to get it together a little bit, and he was just like, okay, it's time for me to start involving my son and what I got going. I've run around enough and got to where I need to be, so he brought me down, and I would come down every so often for like holiday breaks and stuff like that. And then one summer I came down here, and my mom and my dad was just like, "You're not going back." I had gotten in some trouble. I was doing stupid stuff, like stuff that I probably really shouldn't have had no business doing.
Right.
But and they was just like, "You're not going back," and I didn't want to. I didn't want to stay in Atlanta. I was like, "What is this? I want to go to Woodward."
Yeah.
Everybody going to Woodward. I want to go to Woodward. And then they ended up making me take this test to go to Purcell, Marion. I took all the tests to all of
Wanna Hills and all that.
I took the Wanna Hills test. I took the Country Day test.
Okay,
I took it was a bunch of them, and I tried to fail all of them. I tried to fail all of them, and I messed around and passed the Purcell test anyway, and got in. So I didn't want to go there, so I was trying my best to get kicked out of that school. It backfired. I thought I thought I was gonna get kicked out and be able to go to Woodward. I got kicked out, and they was like, "You going to Atlanta?"
Right. You said your parents' head was on straight. Why do you feel like I'm from Cincinnati, so it seems like you gotta get out the city to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like that, and why don't you feel like the people that's made it out, they don't go back to Cincinnati? Because it seems like people don't, they get out and stay out.
I talk about my city a lot. The team, they hear me talk about Cincinnati a lot, but I love the city for the man that it made me.
Yeah.
But I don't like the city itself.
What you mean?
Because it just seems like the kind of city where black people love to take from each other. You become successful, and you go back to the city, and instead of trying to come up with you or figure out how they can help you, they trying to figure out how to take what you got. You know what I mean? It's like rappers come there, they get shot up. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I honestly just think that the people in the city should dream bigger. I honestly don't even know why they're still there.
Yeah.
I want the people that are in Cincinnati to leave. The black people, I don't think it's a city for us, honestly. Unless you play sports, and even then, if you play for the Bengals, they probably giving you trouble.
Yeah, you see Pac-Man.
Yeah, they gonna give you trouble.
Yeah.
You don't hear no Reds players getting pulled over,
True.
but the Bengals players get pulled over.
True.
So, the city just doesn't have a whole lot of respect for, it's a very, very conservative city, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. And I just don't think that I think that most of the people that live there, whatever it is you're doing there, you can do that somewhere else.
Exactly.
Plus more.
Do you think there's a solution to even to make it, give more hope
Honestly,
to the people?
I think the solution is for somebody that left to come back and do something for real. And you're going to have to just deal with some of those headaches and rise above them.
Have you thought about it?
I've definitely thought about it.
Okay.
I definitely thought about it. I just ain't there where I could take them lumps right now. I can't afford to take the L's that Cincinnati might bring my way in the middle of what I'm doing right now.
Right.
So, eventually though, I am going to go back and do some dope stuff in the city. I don't know, build some studios, create opportunity for people, offer, different situations. And I haven't put a ton of thought into it, but it's something I definitely want to do.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Now, you the son of legendary L.A. Reid. We didn't mention that. Now, you the oldest, right?
Yeah.
You the junior. You junior.
Right.
I actually sat down and got the chance to read his book, and you were born, in a time where he was kind of getting started, and I noticed, y'all didn't really get to spend much time when you was growing up. So how is y'all relationship now?
I mean, we're good now. We like friends. You know what I'm saying? And we've always been friends because it was never a situation where I didn't know my father or he wasn't in my life. He just wasn't there with me every day. But we talked, you know what I'm saying? He would send me birthday gifts, so on and so forth. We would still have our visits and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, he was out chasing his dream, trying to make it real. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be different if he failed at it. He was successful. So he sacrificed our relationship for the sake of the future of the rest of our family. And it worked, so he gets all the passes he needs on that.
Okay, yeah. So now you on your own journey, and you have Marquise Management.
Marquise Reid, right?
Marquise Reid Management. You have a few artists under your roster. You
Yeah.
know, I was able to check out Jabbar Rocketmore, this listening party.
Right.
album
Oh, you was
release
there?
Party. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, okay.
And then you got your other artist, Mackenzie. She was
Mackenzie
on
Lawson, yeah.
Timberland show. How did all that come about?
Honestly, with Jabbar, he was a friend of mine. We met through mutual friends, and I knew he was a producer. And I used to just call him when I had left the music business for a second. I didn't really want to do it no more.
Okay.
I was doing other stuff, and I just wanted to scratch my creative itch. So I would call him and be like, "Hey, come to the studio, bring some beats or something, mind engineering or whatever." I go in the booth and rap, sing to his beats or whatever. The whole time I had no clue that he could rap himself. And then, but just through conversations and stuff like that, he figured that I was probably the person that could help him do what he wanted to do. So he asked me about it one day. He took me to lunch. He called me, asked me where I wanted to go. I was like, I want to go to the Cheetah.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, we're going to go to the Cheetah. And on the way there, he's like, I got this song, man. I'm going to play it for you. You tell me what you think. But I really want to talk to you about this my artist project, and I feel like you might be the one to help me. And I was like, well, I'll check it out. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
He played the song, one song.
Yeah.
One song. And I was like, that shit hard.
What song? You remember what
It
song?
was songs called "What I Gotta Do."
Okay.
It's actually the first video that we ended up shooting for Jabbar. We put it out. It's on YouTube now.
Okay.
We didn't do nothing crazy promo with it. We just shot it and we put it out. But that song was the first song that I heard. When I heard his voice, I was like, yo, his tone is crazy. He don't sound like nobody. His flow is different. He don't sound like nobody. But it was a flow that me as a hip hop head and as a hip hop artist in the past, I could appreciate his lyrical ability.
Right,
but I also recognized the fact that it wasn't a departure from what was happening today. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh man, that's just like kind of the best of both worlds. It's like he can hang with this youth and do what it is that they doing and be, you know, part of that cool kids crowd. Yeah. But bring some substance, have something to say, have a dope delivery about it. You know what I mean? And I thought it was dope, honestly. At the end of the day. So I just, he asked me to manage him a couple times. I told him no. I ain't want to manage him.
Was that your first artist? Was he your first artist you managed?
No, he wasn't the first artist I managed.
Okay.
But I hadn't managed anybody in a while.
Oh, okay.
And I told him no a few times. I was like, nah. I was like, you know what? You my homeboy, and I fuck with you. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but so I got you. I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? I got your back. We'll figure out. He offered to pay me. It's like, yo, I can pay you a rate or whatever. It's like, man, I'll figure out how to eat. I'm not. I fuck with you. So, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be your manager. Like, our work relationship would define itself.
Right.
And
one thing led to another.
Next thing you know, I'm a manager because I felt like if I'm gonna do this management thing, I can't half-ass it. I have to go all the way in. So I went on ahead and decided to fly my flag, Marquise Reed Management, and just go ahead and do it. Next thing you know, I'm picking up clients and other folks, and now it's real.
Now you said before you and Jabbar linked up, you said you had took a break. Was it a
Right.
reason you took a break, or you were just?
It's a lot of politics in music, honestly. And so with some of those politics, they can slow you down on your checks. And it's other things that you can do to make money. So I was doing other things to make money. I had other ventures and things like that happening that you can spend less time on and come away with a bigger payday. In the music business, man, you could be working on one deal for a year and pull down $30,000. You'd be like, damn, I spent all year for this one deal, and you'd be like, hold on, $30,000. That's like I'm slightly above poverty. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really, it's too time consuming, and the payoff wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? So it just was. I wanted to do some different stuff, and I felt like I was being tainted. I wanted to just be a fan again when it came to music. I didn't want to be the kind of person that was critiquing music and just looking at, who produced what, who wrote what, whether or not this is in or not in, or, you know what I mean, or whatever. I wanted to just listen to it and say whether or not I like it, and just, that was it. I just wanted to be a fan, so I removed myself from it. And honestly, Jabbar is really what kind of brought me back into it. I thought his music was dope, and it deserved a shot. And I felt like I was the person to give it the shot it needed.
Right. So you talking about being a fan. So who are you a fan of? Who you listening to? Who in your deck right now?
in my deck right now.
Are you on the iPod?
No, actually, I got a truck outside and my aux cord is messed up, so I'm actually rocking CDs again.
You got the Kendrick?
No, I don't have Kendrick. I have I got Travis Scott's album in there right now.
Okay.
And honestly, outside of Travis Scott, I listen to our shit.
Right. Okay.
I think our shit better than everybody.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna flex, like, you know, we got a whole squad over here, you know, producers, songwriters, and the whole nine. Shout out to Stoney Romo, the melody guy. He in the building. Frank Knowledge is over there, another artist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mackenzie is an amazing songwriter as well as an artist. Shout out to my man Dab Hermes, songwriter and artist extraordinaire. But that's some of the people that we work with. We work on records for all of those artists individually, and then collectively we work on records for other people too. Okay.
So, what's should we be expecting anything from the team soon? Like, you know, as far as tour or anything coming out?
Well, we got some shows and stuff like that we get ready to start putting together. We've been doing some spot dates around the city. Small stuff because we're really just ramping up. Mackenzie dropped her single "Live a Little" on iTunes, which Jabbar produced. He's a producer as well as an MC, right? So he produced that record. She wrote it. Jabbar's single is out, 99 Problems, which features Cody Shane and Goldie, who are both on Epic Records. Okay. And they like family. They like little bro, little sis. Yeah. Jabbar also produced a song called, what's the name of the record, man? Sunrise. Okay. By Damon Blue. Okay. It's a record. It's broke top 50 radio so far, independent artist. He also got some records on Cody Shane. Stoney co-produced the Rick Ross Buy Back the Block record. Okay, yeah. He co-produced the Mario Let Me Help You record. Okay. 2 singles charting right now. So the squad got records that's out. Yeah, Mackenzie wrote Circles for Tamar Braxton, which was the last single she dropped. And she had a record with her group on Timbaland's album that came out too. So, you know,
she was
the
on the
squad
show
is
with Timbaland too.
She was. The finale was a couple of days ago.
Okay, was it like a competition type show?
Yeah, it was. It was the spinoff of Jermaine Dupri's Rap Game. Okay, yeah. They called it the Pop Game, and then they went and got Timbaland. I think Jermaine is still executive producing the show. But basically, it's a show where he's finding pop artists, and then, so they have these kids competing. They had Mackenzie. Doing some writing for those artists. Okay. Before we get out of here, man, what advice would you give someone coming up in the industry? You know, as an artist, as, you know, whatever they want to, you know, in this industry. What advice do you give? Use tact in your approach when you approach people. Be honest with yourself about where you are with your talent, and go hard. Go hard, and understand that it's the record business, not the talent business. I don't care about how good you can rap. I don't care about how good you can sing. I care about how good you make records. And that's really what it's all about. Okay. Any shout-outs before you got out of here? Shout out to my daughter, Jade Alexis. Shout out to my mom, Pamela Lynn. And the rest of the fam, my brother and my sister. Okay. And where can they find you on social media? Where can they find your team and everybody on social media? You can hit my Instagram, Antonio Reid Jr., Antonio Reid Jr. And then you can find everybody's Instagrams. They all through there. Yeah. They all tagged and whatnot on pictures and such. So. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Antonio Reid, Innovative Black Station.
Really, man, professionalism, just standing on the morals that has got me this far. Being very professional and organized. Every placement I've got as a producer was not because I sent somebody a beat. It's like, yeah, it was my professionalism.
You know, there's a lot going on in my family this season, and fortunately, but unfortunately, it's all being aired out on, you know, national television. But, you know, the reason why we're even doing this show is to help people who can identify with our situation.